Hi guys, I think I'm live now. If you can see me and if you can hear me, please do message in the chat that everything is looking good, and then we'll start today's session. There are around 6 months left for CAT. CAT normally happens in the last week of November, and this is like the last week of May, which is approaching. So you have 6 months. So many people are about to start their preparation for CAT. Some people might have just started their preparation, and many people have their doubts, many questions, especially people who are taking CAT for the first time. So this session is for them. This session is somewhat like a motivation session where I would try to calm your nerves also, because if you're just starting something big, you might feel worried. And I'll also try to give you some sort of a guidance about where you should start your preparation. This is basically what I'll be looking at today. If you have just joined us for the first time, please do like the stream. We conduct streams, these kind of streams every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. And we would want you to come again and again. So please do subscribe to our channel. Please click on the bell icon, and please do comment below if you are having any issues or if you are having any doubts. Ashutosh Singh is saying hello. Hi Ashutosh, how are you? I hope your preparation is going well. If you have any doubts, let me know. Otherwise, normally I'll be the agenda for today is I'll give you some instructions if you're a Cracku student, how you should make the best use of our material. If you are not enrolled to Cracku and if you're preparing for CAT, what you should do. This is the second thing I'll tell you. After that, I'll tell you where to start. Many people are always very worried. They are slightly feeling overwhelmed about where to start their CAT preparation. So that is the next thing. How many hours to work? This is again a common question that people have, that how many hours should I put in? I'll also tell you some effective long-term planning. A sustainable planning is what is needed, because 6 months is not a short time. If you work for very long at the start, you might burn out. If you are working for say 14 hours a day, if you are sleeping for only 6 hours, then you might burn out, and you might not be able to sustain it for a long time. So what are the key steps that are involved in ensuring that you plan your journey, you pace your preparation well for the next 6 months? I'll discuss that. And finally, I'll give you specific instructions about how to make the best use of the 6 months for verbal, for LRDA, and for quant. This is basically what I'm looking at today. Like I mentioned earlier, if you are having any doubts and if you want me to cover any particular topic or any question, please do comment below. Either I look at it or my team will look at it, and we are going to definitely try to respond to it. And if you have just joined, please do like the stream, guys. If you like it, then it will incentivize us and motivate us to do more of these streams regularly. Aditya Mishra is saying all my time goes off in completing daily target only. When to do study room practice? See, study room is basically an adaptive platform. Study room, it is very difficult for you to complete all the questions that are there in study room, but that is not why we designed study room. Study room will have some easy questions, it will have some medium questions, it will have some difficult questions. Now, somebody who is already very good should probably be taking medium questions or difficult questions. He or she should not waste time doing easy questions. So that adaptiveness is built into the study room platform. So you practice study room whenever you get time. There is no necessity that you have to do these many questions or you should complete the entire study room. That is very difficult, that is probably not possible, and that is not very beneficial also. If say you are solving very easy questions every day, then what is the point? If you are a difficult student, you should try to increase your aptitude or your proficiency. That is how you should look at study room. Daily target, on the other hand, I think is very, very useful. It gives you a consistent practice every single day. And it is taken by thousands of students. So if you see your daily target rank, that will also mean a lot to you. When you see that, okay, out of 2000 students, I have come like say 20th. Suddenly you feel that, okay, I'm doing actually well. Your confidence also will go up. Having said that, study room also has a bunch of very useful questions. So practice it regularly. Even if you miss 1-2 days where you practice study room, you don't practice study room, that is okay. Don't worry too much about it. On a particular day when you have more time, try to answer more. That is how you should look at study room. Daily target, on the other hand, is for consistency. Vikas Gagwar, and also my VRC part, I was thinking to start GMAT daily targets also, as suggested by someone. Will it be helpful? Should I attempt them? For people who don't know, we have launched a GMAT website. It is called gmatpoint.com. The link for it is given in the description of this video. It is given in many of our daily targets also. Those tests are completely free as of now. So you should definitely attempt the GMAT daily targets as well. They'll be very useful for you. Is there a separate DILR section which we can purchase? Yes, Nandu, we do have separate courses for quant. We have separate courses for verbal, we have separate courses for DALR also. If you're looking to enroll to any of our courses, please do send a mail to support@cracku.in. If you send a mail to support@cracku.in, we will get in touch with you. Okay, let us start with today's session. Like I told you, I'll first discuss what a Cracku student should be doing in the next 6 months and what a non-Cracku student should be doing. For a Cracku student, I'm essentially looking at somebody who has enrolled to the complete course. So for example, there is a question by Uday. He just asked us, hi sir, I enrolled to the Cracku 6-month plan. It would be helpful if you can tell us how I can make the best use of this course and how to plan. This is a very good question, and this is what I actually want to dedicate the next 4 to 5 minutes on. When you are enrolled to the Cracku complete course, you get a schedule. Okay, you get a schedule every single day. We'll tell you, okay, today you have to watch this video. And once you watch this video, we want you to take questions from this particular topic. And the questions will be related to the concept video that you watched. Because we always believe that if you watch a video and if you solve a few questions after it, that is when you actually feel confident that you know how to apply the concepts that you have learned. So every video is followed by a set of questions. So what I would recommend you to do is ensure that you stick to that schedule. The schedule will keep getting progressively harder as CAT comes closer, because initially we would want you to spend around 2 hours every day. But as CAT comes closer, it will increase to maybe 4 hours or 5 hours every day from say September or so. But that rigor I think is needed if you want to do well in CAT. So if you're a Cracku student, ensure that you're sticking to the schedule. That is one. And one thing that I would recommend you to definitely follow and not make a mistake is putting off taking your mocks till late. In the Cracku daily schedule, we always try to keep at least one mock or one sectional every weekend. Many people, many Cracku students also, very unfortunately, don't take the mocks because they feel they don't feel confident about themselves. They feel that, okay, if I take the mock and if my score is less, it will affect my confidence, etc., etc. Those are very bad reasons to put off taking your mocks. So if you're a Cracku student, just ensure that you're sticking to the schedule. And there is also mocks in the schedule. Ensure that you're taking the mocks also as per the required schedule. These are things that I would definitely recommend you to do if you're a Cracku student. If you're a non-Cracku student, if you're not sure where to start, we have the schedule PDF completely available for free. So every day we'll tell you what are the topics that you have to cover. As a non-Cracku student, you'll get this PDF completely for free. So the timetable is completely made by our experts and you can download it for free. The only difference is that a Cracku student will actually get the materials. He'll also get the videos regarding that particular topic. But if for some reason you are enrolled to some other institute, or if you want to prepare on your own, at least stick to the schedule that we have provided, so that you know that, okay, today I have to do concepts on ratio and proportion. Today I have to do concepts on, say, progressions. So at least you know what you have to prepare every single day. And if you stick to that schedule, at least you will be covering the portion in the required time. This is what I would recommend a non-Cracku student to do. Any advice for self-preparing aspirants taking mocks of Cracku and other institutes? I would recommend you to take mocks very regularly, because don't worry about the percentile. As of now, it doesn't really matter what percentile you're getting. It doesn't really matter how many marks you're getting. In May, the performance in mocks doesn't matter at all. Don't worry about it. It is very important that you actually take the mock, because once you take the mock, you realize what your strengths are, how you're doing well, how you're doing in different topics. That I think is more important than actual scores. Scores don't really matter much, so don't worry about it. For somebody who's taking mocks, the point of mocks, or the reason you should look at the way you should look at mocks, is that mocks are a way in which you diagnose your weaknesses. You should figure out what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, what are the mistakes you're making. Those things will become apparent only when you take a mock. And once you take a mock, you'll figure out that, okay, I'm actually not doing well in reading comprehension. Many people feel that they are not picking the easy questions in quant. These kind of mistakes you will figure out only when you take a mock. Or you might suddenly figure out that in DLRs, actually I'm choosing sets very well. The sets that I'm choosing, I'm able to do them well. I don't get stuck in difficult sets, or when I get stuck in difficult set, I can easily identify that this is a difficult set and move on to the next set. So at least you will figure out what your strengths are and your weaknesses are on a regular level or a regular basis. So that is the point of taking a mock in May. If you don't do it now, and if you start taking mocks in October, you might be wasting your time in preparing already in areas that you're already strong at, or you might not really know what you're weak at. Sometimes you might think that you are very good at verbal, but you might not be very good at verbal. So these are many reasons to make the best use of the next 6 months, taking regular mocks is very important, because then you have a chance to course correct. Now let me look at another question. Guys, we have a lot of people who are watching our stream. Please do like the stream, guys, because if you like the stream, we will be more motivated to do these kind of streams on a regular basis. We have more than 60 people who are watching this stream live, and we have only 26 likes. Let us at least try to get to 50 likes before the stream ends. Let me look at some of the questions. Krishna Khanna is saying, sir, where to take mocks? You can take mocks on our Cracku website. Just go to cracku.in/cat/mock/test. Or you can just Google search Cracku free cat mock. We are giving one mock completely for free with video solution. So you should definitely take it. Now let me look at the next one. Many people wonder what to do as a start. If you say you have just started preparing for CAT, you don't really know what to do next. You plan to take CAT in November, but you don't know how to start preparing. Then what should you do? If you are somebody who has already taken CAT before, then probably you have a better idea about where to how to plan your study. But if you are somebody who is a fresher or somebody who has never taken CAT before, you have some work ex but you don't know whether where to start, then the first thing I would always tell anybody is a very logical thing. Download the CAT previous papers of CAT 2022 and CAT 2021. These are the last 2 years papers. All of them are available for free. They're available for free on many websites. They're also available for free on our Cracku website. You can just download the PDF of slot 1, slot 2, slot 3 of CAT 2022. That is at least a start. They're completely for free on our website at Cracku. Just Google search, or if you can find on our website Cracku, just go to CAT previous papers and you can find it. Or you can just Google search Cracku CAT previous papers. Go to that site. You can download the PDF. Once you download the PDF, download all the 3 PDFs, slot 1, slot 2, slot 3. Then I would recommend you to spend at least 2 hours on every PDF. Why is that important? Because you will feel more comfortable. If you just do a cursory check of the questions, you will not feel comfortable. You won't feel that, okay, I know what exactly or what are the type of questions that are asked. But say on one PDF, if you are sitting for like say 1 hour, 1.5 hours, maybe 2 hours, looking at all the questions, trying to solve them at leisure, there is no pressure, there is no need to take it as a mock, at leisure, then you at least get a sense of what are the kind of questions that are asked. Then you feel more accustomed to these kind of questions. Then you can plan your preparation. The next step in planning your preparation is, like I told you earlier, download the schedule. If you are not sure where to find the materials, the resources, then I would of course encourage you to enroll to the Cracku course. But if for some reason you have access to the materials, if you have access to the study materials, you just don't know how to plan it, what to study when, then I would at least recommend you to download the Cracku study schedule, a PDF, which is completely for free. This is how I would recommend anybody who is just starting their CAT preparation to start off. Then at least you know the direction, you know the overall direction for your preparation. And after maybe a few days, you actually feel also confident. You feel that, okay, my preparation has started. You feel that there is some momentum that is building. The next question I'll answer is how many hours to work every day. This also is a question that is often asked by many students. But let me see if there are any other questions that people have asked. If you have any doubts, you can feel free to message here. Gopalji is saying how to analyze mocks effectively. Normally, I would tell you this. If you have taken a mock for 2 hours, you should analyze the mock for at least 1.5 hours. I have made many videos on how to analyze mocks effectively, in which I described it in detail. But typically, what are the things that you should look at is, you should figure out where you can score 10% more marks. That is, say if you are looking at only verbal section. Some of the questions that you should ask is, okay, did I pick the reading comprehensions correct? Did I start off well? How is my accuracy in reading comprehension? How is my accuracy in verbal? In verbal, especially in verbal, many times you feel that you are able to rule out 1 or 2 options. Now you are left with 2 options. Are you able to make this judgment well? That is, in the top 2 options, are you getting the questions correct? Even if the question finally you ended up marking the wrong option, is the top 2 options correct for you in many of the questions? If that is the case, at least it should give you some sort of confidence that, okay, you are at least on the right track. Now, these are things that you should look at. How can I improve more in verbal? Now, what are the mistakes I am making? And can I try to avoid them? Or if I have to avoid them, what should I do? This is how you should look at analysis. Vikas Gangwar, hello sir, good evening. As I have my graduation in agriculture and also from biological background, having issues with my quant preparation, please help me with that. Okay, Vikas, towards the end of the stream, I will be giving more specific instructions about how to plan your quant journey, how to plan your verbal journey and how to plan your LRDI journey. Before that, I want to discuss effective long-term planning and how many hours to work. Now, effective long-term planning is essentially looking at something that you can do on a sustainable basis for the next 6 months. I don't want you to go all in now, spend all of your mental effort and your physical effort in trying to get very good at CAT in the next 1 week or 2 weeks. And obviously the results won't work out like that and feel demotivated after a couple of weeks and then give up. This happens unfortunately to many students. That is not something that you should look at. Psychologically, you should tell yourself that you should keep getting better at these exams. You should keep getting better at these concepts. Because if you keep getting better at the concepts, if you keep getting better at holding your nerves, the results will follow. So try to improve as a person who is taking CAT. Okay, that is what you should focus on. That is the input. The input is your ability to answer questions in the required time. If you improve that, on the day of the examination, the results will automatically follow. Now, how are you going to improve it? Every week or every month or after every 2 weeks, you should feel that, okay, I have productively used the last 2 weeks. And you should also try to make some sort of a plan, a route map about how to use the next 2 weeks. Typically, I would recommend you to spend maybe 2 hours every single day from now till say end of July. And from August onwards, August and September, try to increase it up to say 3 hours. And October and November, go all in. Especially in November, I would recommend you to go completely all in at least till 1 week before the examination, from where I think you can again cut down. This is how typically you should plan it. You should not go all in right now, but try to go 2 hours, 3 hours every single day. Maintain that consistency. Because another thing that I've noticed is somebody who is doing things as a process in a habit tends to like it. Now, somebody, for example, if somebody is running every day, somebody is say waking up at 6 a.m. and running every day, then they actually like running. They actually start liking running if they are making a habit out of it. But for some reason, if they don't run for maybe a few days, then the laziness also tends to build up. Then after a point of time, they feel that, okay, I don't want to run. I don't want to wake up at 5 a.m. and run. But somebody who is running for say a week or 10 days, once they build that habit, they actually start enjoying the process more. They actually want to time how fast they're running. They actually want to figure out better shoes to run. They want to figure out if there are any apps which will track their speed. All of these things, they'll get more and more involved as the habit also grows more and more. But somebody, for some reason, even a good runner, if say they didn't run for a week, then the next day they feel lazy. They feel, okay, I don't want to wake up early and run. The example that I'm giving, I just want to enforce the point that if you make it a habit, you will start even mentally getting involved and your performance also will keep on improving. So ensure that you're spending at least 2 hours every day on CAT, because then you'll also figure out what are the best ways to improve. You yourself will start thinking about your performance more. You will also become more strategic. All of these things will happen if you have that habit. So that is one thing that I want you to keep in mind. Don't go all out right now. Don't try to take one mock every day. These are like big mistakes. Don't try to study for 7-8 hours every day. Again, a big mistake. You can't sustain it for 6 months. Try to keep it low. Try to keep it 2 hours every day. Maybe you can even take Saturday and Sunday off if you are a fresher. If you're a working professional, then obviously you have to make good use of your weekends. But try not to burn out right now. Try to just make it a habit, because then the momentum will keep building and you will start making good progress, serious progress in say July, August. Chinmay is saying, is it wise to leave my job as I have 2.5 years work ex? My last year percentile was 88.73. If you already have work ex, then I think it is probably okay. Normally for freshers, especially people who have just finished their graduation, I would strongly recommend them to not to sit at home and prepare for the examination. But somebody who already has 2-3 years work ex and somebody who is looking to take some sort of a break, for them preparing for CAT, I think is not a bad idea. And many times I've also seen that somebody who has 2-3 years of work ex, when they quit their job and take CAT, do well in CAT, and they were asked in the interview, why did you leave your job? Then they give this simple reason that I wanted to prepare well for CAT. It never hurt them. Recently, in many of the interviews that we have done, you can watch many of our interviews of our successful students who have converted IIM Bangalore, IIM Ahmedabad, all of them on our YouTube channel. In many of these interviews, actually, one of the questions that was asked was that, okay, why did you quit your job? And many of them actually gave an honest answer that I wanted to prepare well for CAT. I worked for 2-3 years. I know what exactly my company is or the job that I'm doing. There was not a lot of growth in my job. So I'm looking to do an MBA, and because of that, I wanted to focus very well on doing well in CAT. That's why I quit my job. Seemed like an answer nobody had any issues with. So somebody who has work-ex, especially work-ex which is close to 3 years, if you are planning to quit your job and prepare for CAT, I think that is okay. Mike Tripathi, hello sir, I'm solving DLR sets from CAT previous paper. I've solved 40-50 sets and I'm already feeling motivated and confident. Thanks for your guidance. Excellent job, Mayank. This is one of the things that I would tell students to do, especially in LRDA. It is useful even in quant and verbal, but it is especially useful in LRDA because LRDA for some reason creates some sort of a phobia amongst students. They feel that they are very poor at LRDA, or they feel that on the day of the examination they are going to get petrified and not be able to answer. So for these, to remove that kind of a paranoia, if you actually download the LRDI sets from the CAT previous papers, especially the last 2-3 years, CAT 2020, 2021, 2022, just download the PDFs. You know where to download them. I already told you, you can download all the PDFs completely for free on the Cracku website. Download the PDFs, every single day try to answer 2-3 LRDI sets. All of them will have actually detailed text explanation in the PDF itself. And in fact, there is also a button where if you click on the button, you will go to the Cracku website where you can watch the video solution again for free. And it is very easy to actually do it. Download the PDF. In that there will be a thumbnail where if you click on it, you'll be redirected to our website where you can watch the video solution. But before you watch the video solution, before you watch the text solution, I want you to spend at least 30-40 minutes in trying to answer that LRDI set. That effort that you put in will ensure that you actually keep getting better. That is very important. Now, for example, somebody who wants to run a half a marathon or a marathon, at the start, nobody is going to run 20 kilometers in one go. That is not happening. Even running 10 kilometers or 5 kilometers in one go without stopping is very difficult. So, if you are somebody who is planning to run a half marathon, what is the logical thing to do? People will tell you, okay, start running 5-6 kilometers. And if you are not able to run 5-6 kilometers, alternate between running and walking. They would tell you to run for a kilometer, then walk for half a kilometer, then run for a kilometer, then walk for half a kilometer, and try to increase your stamina. Preparing for CAT also is very similar. So if you're worried about LRDA, what I would recommend you to do is download the PDF. Don't look at the time. Don't see how much time you're taking, how fast you're doing, how efficiently you're doing. Don't worry about all of it. Just try to answer that set. Take as much time as you want. Maybe 45 minutes is completely fine to answer one LRDA set at the start. Now, if you're not getting it even after 45 minutes, that is fine. Then immediately look at the video solution after 45 minutes. Then you figure out whether your approach was good or not. Sometimes, many times it happens in LRDA that you don't read all the instructions that are given. It happens to me also many times. It actually happened to me many times in CAT exam also, where there's a long LRDA set. I didn't read 1 or 2 lines, 1 or 2 clues, or even if I read the clues, I didn't comprehend it very well. I couldn't understand what the clue meant, because of which I missed out on important clues, because of which I couldn't get the LRDA set. Now, if you spend 45 minutes in answering an LRDA set, then you look at the video solution. Then you realize that, okay, I actually missed out on one of the clues. I didn't read one of the lines. Then suddenly you feel very confident. You feel that if I had actually read that line, I would have definitely gotten this LRDI set. Then imagine how confident you will be if you continue doing this for a week or for maybe a few weeks. This is why I would recommend you to first download the PDF, previous paper PDF, and try to answer the LRDI sets. Vikas Gangwar is saying, thanks a lot, sir. Your guidance have helped me a lot and I'm improving day by day. Thanks, sir. I'm very happy to do this, Vikas. This is something that I really like to do. I would just request you to please like the stream. Please share this video with your friends so that more people will join us next time. We have 60 people who are watching this stream live. We have 60 likes. Let us try to get to 80 likes before the stream ends, because then more people will join us next time. Okay, let me look at the next question. I'll be now giving you specific suggestions about how to make the best use of the last 6 months in verbal, in LRDA and in quant. Because I've just talked about LRDA, let me just rephrase it again once and for all. In LRDA, somebody who is looking to improve quite a lot, especially people who are very paranoid or very phobic about LRDA, the best way to gain confidence, because you have to picture yourself on the day of the examination. On the day of the examination, you have entered the hall, the examination hall. You have seen, like, say, 500 other students who are all very serious. All of them will look very serious, very intense on the day of the examination. Now, you feel that many times it is also very natural that you suddenly lose confidence. You feel that all of these guys have prepared much more, probably. I haven't prepared much. Many times you have these insecurities. You feel that, okay, I tend to get very nervous in LRDI, or I tend to I'm very poor in verbal. How am I going to do better? Then on the day of the examination, you should tell yourself very confidently that out of the 500 people over here, I have worked harder than every single one of them. Out of these 500 people, I have solved more LRDI sets than every one of them. If you're focused only on LRDI, say, and how are you going to solve more LRDI sets? You can first download the and solve all the previous paper LRDIs. If you are looking at the number of LRDIs you will be solving, only from CAT 2022, there are 4 in each slot. Slot 1, slot 2, slot 3. So from CAT 2022, you have 12 LRDI sets. From CAT 2021, you have 12 LRDI sets. Similarly, if you continue doing it till say CAT 2016 or so, just from there, you will be getting around 60-70 LRDI sets. In addition to it, again, a very good source of LRDIs, one of the best sources for LRDIs is the Cracku daily targets. Just go to Cracku daily targets and take the daily target every single day. We have, I think, close to 250 or 200 daily targets. So if you solve those LRDI sets on the day of the examination, you go to the center, but now you can tell yourself that there are 500 people over here, but I'm probably one of the few guys who have solved all the daily targets. I'm probably one of the few guys who have solved all the CAT previous papers. And in addition to it, I've taken a lot of mocks, I've taken a lot of sectionals. On that day, you can tell yourself that I have prepared very hard and whatever I can do, I have done. And that confidence will seep in when you start answering the questions. Because even if the set is difficult, you know that if you are finding the set to be difficult, everybody else over there is finding it much harder. That confidence, you can't cheat. You can cheat anybody else. You can tell your friends that I'm preparing very well. You can tell your teacher that I'm preparing very well, I'm working very hard. But if you're not working hard, you can't convince yourself that you are working hard. Similarly, if you're working hard, that confidence that you're going to get will be something that you'll really believe in. This is how you should prepare for LRDI. Next, let us look at verbal, and finally we'll look at quant. Okay guys, let me see how many likes we have. We have 66 likes. Guys, we need 14 more likes. I want to get to at least 80 likes before the stream ends. Nujit Parveen is saying, I completed my graduation in 2019. Any chance for me of IIM? Why should that be any hindrance? Is something that I am not able to understand. If you have completed in 2019 or 2020, it doesn't really matter. What matters is how your profile is, how your academics are in your 10th, 12th and undergraduation. How much work ex do you have? These are things that are important. When you graduated, I don't think really means much. The next and most crucial thing which is in your hands right now is how much you are going to score in CAT. These are the things that are the parameters. These are the things that you should focus on. Uday Kudipudi is saying, sir, I am a working professional and could give 3 hours per day for preparation. Could you tell me how to allot these hours for preparation using Cracku? Now, one of the things that I would want to tell you also is try to have a strict schedule. That is, if you are having 3 days every single day, try to prepare at the same time. And I would really recommend you to prepare in the morning. Try to sleep off early. Try to ensure that you make it a habit. At least for 6 months, you should be able to do it. Try to sleep off by around 10 or 11 every day and wake up at say 6 o'clock. And from 6 to 8, start preparing. And maybe you try to take 1 hour, that extra 1 hour, sometime in the evening or something else. But at least try to get most of the work done in the morning. Because again, you feel very good the entire day. If you have a productive morning, by 8 o'clock, if you have done something which you feel proud of, which you are happy about, the entire day is actually you bounce off that glow. So a productive morning is a productive day. So try to get most of the things done in the morning. Then even in the evening, if you want to rest, relax, if there's a football match, you want to watch a cricket match, anything also is fine. But try to get the work done in the day. And these 3 hours that you have, I would recommend you to, if you have enrolled to Cracku, try to stick to the schedule that we have provided. If you are telling you to watch a list of videos, try to watch those videos. Okay, now coming to how to improve in verbal. One of the things that I would recommend you to improve in verbal is try to read a lot. And these reading should not be fiction books. It is okay to read fiction books, but I don't think they will necessarily translate into better performance in CAT. What necessarily translate into better performance in CAT is reading a lot of these non-fiction editorials or op-eds from the websites. There are a list of websites. We will publish a list of very important websites. They are like Aeon, Guardian, Indian Express. All of these are very good websites. Maybe New Yorker, New York Times. All of these are good websites where you can go and start to read a few articles every single day. That is very important. In addition to then taking these mocks or sectionals. Similarly, for quant also, I would recommend you to ensure that, especially this is true for students who come from non-engineering backgrounds, who struggle with quant, I would recommend you to keep a formula book. There is a formula book that we have already sent to a lot of Cracku students. But again, if you are not a Cracku student, if you don't want to purchase our formula book, you can download the formula PDF which contains all the important CAT formulas for completely free on our website. We will put the link to download the CAT formulas also, and try to ensure that as a start you understand what the formula is and try to do at least one question on that formulas, so that you feel more confident about the application of these formulas. This I think is the necessary first step for you when you are preparing for CAT. Okay guys, let me look at one of the questions and then I'll say. Sir, Premier League matches are at late night. Premier League is already over, dude. What are you saying? Premier League is over, so at least for the next 3-4 months, there is no Premier League. There is probably no football also. I think Champions League also will get over. There's only one match left. That also is just one day. So it doesn't matter. Right now, focus on your preparation and try to do well. Mrunal Deshpande is saying, I put a rule for myself. Whenever I don't feel like studying, no more than 2 days break. I would try to make a slight change to it. Whenever you are not feeling like studying on that day, don't study, but at least solve one LRDI set. That's it. Or try to solve one reading comprehension set. Nothing more. You don't feel like studying, many these kind of things happen, but don't take a complete break. Taking a complete break, in my opinion, is not good, because that inertia will move in. So on the third day, if you're taking a 2-day break, on the third day you feel reluctant to actually start off. That momentum will not immediately come. You will still push yourself to study something on the third day, but it won't be efficient. If you have done one reading comprehension in these 2 days, one reading comprehension on one day and one LID set on the second day, the third day when you are back to preparing with full intensity, it will be much more productive. That's the reason I would recommend you, if it is possible, to not take a complete break. You can ease off, definitely. Don't work for 2 hours every single day. Ease off, but try to do one reading comprehension set. Try to solve 5 questions in quant. Try to do something, maybe just for half an hour, 15 minutes. That is also fine. But taking a complete break will suddenly put a break to your preparation. That is not good. Slow down, but don't stop. Okay guys, please do like the stream. I'll take one more question before we end the stream. If you have any doubts, please do message here. I'll be looking at it. Naman Singh is saying, hello sir, I want to know that is WorkX internship necessary for justifying gap year? Can I justify with preparation time? Naman, see, my answer will be depend on 2 scenarios. One scenario is you already have WorkX of 2-3 years. Then you don't need to give any justification. You can directly tell them that I worked till say July, and in the last 3-4 months I wanted to prepare completely for CAT. That is the reason I took a break. And you can also tell them that in these 2-3 years I have worked hard, I have learned a lot, but I probably have seen some sort of a glass ceiling about how much I can actually learn in the job. That is the reason I was sure that I wanted to do an MBA, and I wanted to go all in, and I took a break. In that case, you don't need any WorkX, any internship, any certificate. If you are a fresher, all these internship certificates and all won't matter much. So again, in that way, I would recommend you to just focus on preparing well. Try to build your profile, but do it more to have some sort of a outlet for yourself. If you are just sitting at home and preparing for CAT, it won't be efficient. Your mind needs some relaxation. So try to have a hobby and try to meet other people, try to do something on an occasional basis, just for the sake of it, just so that you enjoy doing it. Then at the end of 1 year, you can actually put it in the interview in a nice way, in a nice manner. If you're doing something just for a certificate or just to justify it in an interview, you won't do a good job in that, and you also won't feel very good. So I would recommend you to not do it in that manner. Try to find something that you actually like, which is not related to CAT preparation, and try to do it at least 1-2 days a week if you are completely taking an year off or a gap year. This is what I would recommend you to do. Okay guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Please do like the stream.